Oh, what's up, Chem Peeps? Who's ready for a thriller? Which describes the final laboratory observations when 0.40 moles of sodium hydroxide is added to 0.50 liters of 0.60 molar copper 2 chloride solution. Alright, first let's write a balanced chemical equation. We've got some sodium hydroxide reacting with copper 2 chloride. Classic double replacement here. We're going to get some sodium chloride. Going to be aqueous, those sodium salts always are, and we're going to form some copper 2 hydroxide, which will in fact be our solid precipitate. Hydroxides typically form your precipitates. Make sure this is balanced. 2 hydroxides here, I need a 2 here to bring some balance, and then I'll need a 2 here to balance out my sodium and my chloride. As you look, we're trying to determine which thing is in excess, copper or hydroxide. So we're gonna have to do 2 calculations here. The sodium hydroxide is easy enough because it's already given to us in moles, 0.40 moles of sodium hydroxide. I'm gonna compare that to one of my products. I'm gonna choose copper 2 hydroxide. The ratio there is 1 to 2. So if all of this reacts, I'm gonna get 0.20 moles of copper hydroxide. We need to do the same thing with our other reactant, except our other reactant we aren't given in terms of moles. We're given in terms of a concentration and a volume. Now, we know how to get moles by using the molarity equation. I'm going to work it in scientific notation. 6.0 times 10 to the minus 1 molar is equal to X over 5.0 times 10 to the minus 1 liters. 6 times 5 is going to be 30. And then we're going to add the exponents. -1 plus -1 times 10 to the -2. Convert to correct scientific notation, 3.0 times 10 to the minus 1 moles of copper 2 chloride. All right, now that we've got moles of copper 2 chloride, let's figure out how much copper hydroxide could potentially be made. This 3 times 10 to the minus 1 is 0.30 moles of CuCl2. My relationship between copper chloride and copper hydroxide is 1 to 1. I can make 0.30 moles of copper 2 hydroxide. So as I compare my 2 amounts of copper hydroxide made, it's the sodium hydroxide that's going to limit the amount of copper hydroxide that is made. All of the sodium hydroxide is going to get used up, which means that there aren't going to be any excess hydroxide ions. These are out. Between A and B, our correct answer is A, because we do form that copper hydroxide precipitate. Boom!